Hello, I'm Henry R. Mockingbird, your host with the mustache. And I just finished Obi-Wan Kenobi. And wow, just wow, there is a lot to talk about with this show. I think it's the best, hands down, the second best show next to Mandalorian. Okay, for those of you who probably clicked on my top 10 worst things on the Star Wars sequels and assume that I just hate everything Disney Star Wars related, well, I'm going to have to disappoint you. I don't. I really like The Mandalorian. It is probably one of the best things to come out of Disney Star Wars. So is this show. I mean, for those who don't know, I'm a huge fan of both the original trilogy, the Star Wars trilogy, and the original the Star Wars trilogy and the prequels. And the fact that Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen were coming back, that made the deal even sweeter. And I really love this show. I mean, screw the haters. I love this show. And just seeing Ewan McGregor coming back as Obi-Wan was, like I said, the price of admission. And seeing Hayden Christensen come back as Anakin Skywalker in a couple of flashback scenes was really great. And also, this show is amazing, like I pointed out. And, I mean, Ewan McGregor is greater than ever as Obi-Wan. And it's nice to see Hayden Christensen have a little bit more of a direction than he did in Attack of the Clones. And, oh yeah, I forgot. Darth Vader in this show. No, screw the fact that he's evil. He is a freaking psychopath. He uses the Force to take down a ship, and he tears that crap apart. I mean, seriously. And he uses the Force to defeat Reva in a battle. He doesn't even just pull out the lightsaber. He just uses the Force like this to get around Reva's lightsaber. And, oh yeah, I gotta talk about Reva. Screw the people who hate Reva. Reva, to me, is everything Kylo Ren should have been. Her backstory is great. I mean, she has a backstory that I could actually get into. And this show is just, it's amazing. I mean, Reva is a great Star Wars villain. And, oh yeah, the little girl who plays Princess Leia in the show, just like, what's his name from Elvis? Here's the name, look it up. And the little girl who plays Princess Leia, just like that guy from Elvis, if she does not get a career, I will lose all faith in humanity. I mean, she is great as Princess Leia. And she had a little robot about, let's say, this big. That kind of reminds me, if you put, he's kind of like R2D2 combined with BB-8, and seeing Obi-Wan. I'm not BSing you. When I saw Obi-Wan say hello there, like Alec Guinness, my eyes just turned really foggy. And oh yeah, spoilers by the way. Seeing Obi-Wan and Darth Vader fighting twice, and the first time they fight, this is no BS. I mean, just Darth Vader puts Obi-Wan on fire, very similar to the way that Anakin was burned alive in Revenge of the Sith. And it is eerie. You're not really sure, is he going to survive? Which, of course he does. But, and the second fight at the very last episode, this is where the spoiler comes in. He fights Darth Vader to the death. And there's a scene that's very reminiscent, where Obi-Wan's holding up all those rocks up in the air. And it's very similar to how Rey does it in The Last Jedi, only Obi-Wan has more training than Rey did in The Last Jedi. But I'm sorry, that's the last time I'm going to crap on Last Jedi. And then there's a scene where Obi-Wan tears off half of Darth Vader's, mask, and you see half of Anakin's face. You see Hayden Christensen there, and these words cut me deep. It was he said, You did not kill Anakin. I am not your failure. I destroyed him." And then Obi-Wan's like, "Then my friend is truly dead." Wow, that really cut me deep. And the fact that he calls him Darth right afterwards. Wow. He says to him, he's no longer Anakin Skywalker. He's officially Darth Vader. And that is deep. And I gotta say, the kid who plays Luke Skywalker in the show, here's the name, look it up. And this he's pretty good for the little time he has on screen. And that ending where we see Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon Jinn. Seriously, can we just have the next season just be with Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan, like just hanging out like a sitcom? Or better yet, bring back Natalie Portman as Padme. Give us some flashbacks of Padme. I am pleading with you, Disney. I know Disney announced that, Natalie Portman's coming back as Padme. Padme was my favorite character in both Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. But that's besides the point. I got it. Bring back Jake Lloyd. Man, Jake Lloyd really got screwed over. Bring him back with some use CGI, use anything you want. Bring back Jake Lloyd too. I want Jake Lloyd to be redeemed. And, I highly recommend this show to any fan of Star Wars. Rather you're a prequel fan, a Clone War fan, original trilogy, just watch this show. I beg you. I implore you. Watch this show. I give this show a thumbs up. And that's all about my review of Obi-Wan. So, I hope you enjoyed. So long.